Greetings, everyone. It's Yaminah Legohn, and I'm here to tell you what's on the horizon. In honor of Women's History Month, we're spotlighting a club right here on campus that supports women in entertainment. The leaders, creatives, and innovators who are building spaces, breaking barriers, and shaping the future of their industry. Today, I'm joined by Sydney Smith, the club president of the Alliance for Women in Entertainment, better known as I like that, an organization dedicated to empowering women and gender non-conforming creatives through community, conversation, and skill building in the entertainment industry. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
How are you doing? How are we feeling?
Good. Again, it's like pretty hot and like midterm season, but we're getting there. We're powering through.
We're powering through.
We're getting there.
Oh my God. It is extremely hot today. And I wore a long sleeve. I was like, I can't be sweating.
I'm wearing dark clothes. I'm just baking here.
Yes.
But I'm getting there. It's fine. I'm inside all day.
Yes. Well, I'm so happy that you're here, and happy Women's History Month.
Happy Women's History Month.
You know, I definitely wanted to cater to women and women in business and highlight us and women in entertainment, science, engineer, because we need to be highlighted across the board. You know what I mean?
And all the work that we do. I mean, we're pushing boundaries here.
We're pushing boundaries here. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So what inspired you to step into this leadership role within your organization?
I've always tended to lean into the leadership roles. That's very older sister of me, eldest daughter of me. But beyond that, because I also with the club that we had a little flux with like officer positions. And originally I actually, because we have self-nominations for the officer like turnover process, and I originally just nominated myself for the vice president because last year I was the secretary, so like it made sense in my head like, oh yeah, secretary, vice president, then president senior year, right? But I'm the only, for this year, I'm the only returning officer.
Okay.
And so our past president, shout out Nautica, she actually said, hey Sydney, you're the only like returning officer, but even though you didn't like nominate yourself for president, I think that you like do great. Like you can definitely do it. You know the club inside and out. You should do it. So I did it.
Oh, that's great. It's always great to have support, right?
Oh,
because
absolutely.
we're in a lot of spaces where we don't feel support, so we got to support each other. So that leads me to my next question. So the fact that you're leading a women-centered space, what does that mean to you personally?
To me, that means that we are being prioritized, and we don't often have that unless it's, there are spaces for that, but specifically in entertainment, I don't really see that often, or there are like other like guilds or leagues or things like that, but I've never actually heard of a club like in a college or a high school like this. Yeah. So when I first found out about this in freshman year, I thought, oh, this is great. Like, why would I not want to do this? And well, also because for our yearly productions, we also prioritize female stories, and like the people for the club that were like made, not I wouldn't say like made for, because we do accept everyone, but who we focus on, that's a better way to say it. We also, my brain's not writing.
You need to take a breath.
Yes.
I know you do a lot, because being in the leadership role, you have to think on the fly. You have to organize, you have to keep up with your schedule, and then you're also in school. So you're going to have full-time.
2 minors.
So you go, and 2 minors? That's a lot of work. So club president,
and
2
I'm
minors.
An officer for another club too.
Okay. All right.
Secretary for that one.
So as far as entertainment goes, what is your goal with entertainment for you personally?
The goal for myself personally is to, I mean, I hate saying this, but just like to work in the industry at all. Like that's kind of like where we are. I mean, like you've heard all those stories, like people like merging, not people, companies, huge things merging. So trying to like get that first position, like get in that door, like get that door open somewhere. But like ideal is like director of photography, stuff like behind the camera. So
you
this
like
is new
behind
for
the
me.
scenes. Okay, so that was my next question. Are you behind the scenes, or are you in front of the camera?
more behind the scenes. Like, I spend like way more hours behind the scenes, but I will occasionally be in front of the camera for stuff like this.
Yes. Okay.
Occasionally.
Well, that's good. Sometimes you got to step from behind the camera to in front of the
Talk
camera.
about what I do behind the camera.
Exactly, because people are interested in that part of the world. Because I've been in the entertainment business for 20 years, behind the scene and in front of the scene. So it's great to have that experience. Then you can be able to help lead the people that are following you or you're hiring. So you could tell them like, hey, this is how it works on the camera, and this is how it works off the camera, and then they'll have more respect for you. You know what I mean? And then you have more respect for the craft, and you're like, okay, I worked so hard for this. So, I just want to give you kudos saying I'm proud of you. Okay, so yes.
I really appreciate that. The amount of hours, literal blood, sweat, and tears has gone into somehow where I am today.
I understand
somewhere.
Yes, so following up with the organization and it's creating opportunities for women, what is different with having opportunities at CSUN compared to outside of CSUN? Are they getting more access to things here compared to if they didn't have the support of CSUN?
I feel like through all that people, because we actually do like productions, we again prioritize like cast and crew and stories with women and non-binary, also like trans people as well. And of course, like CSUN, they're not outright saying you can't do that, of course. But still, filmmaking and film and TV and anything entertainment is still very male dominated. And even in spaces here, like in classes, I've noticed that like we separate. It's not even intentional, but I feel like it's more subconscious because it is so like they're not like outright discriminating, but they very much like take things on in a way that are, oh, I'm the one in charge. I'm like, oh, you don't know what's going on. Or we like tend to just like split. It's not clicky. It's hard to say like it's not clicky because I haven't taken the time to really recognize it. Well, like I've recognized it, but to really put a pin on what exactly it is because we are still students, so we're very much like it's not a who you know will get you in kind of thing, so we're grouped together
Gotcha
all the time, and we're students, right? And so like we're friends, but then also still oftentimes like there's very much like a split or even on sets where I mean we joke, but it's true a lot of the times where when there's like you can tell when there's not a single woman on set. Like you can hear the like joke, but like it's like true, and I hate like to perpetuate like people aren't capable because of X, Y, and Z. I do not like saying that, but like we joke, but also it's like partially true. It's kind of like how like things like that like come from somewhere, or if you think that you like are better like naturally, because there are definitely some like the whole film bro joke, the whole like some of those definitely like are real and exist, and I've come in contact with them like they're in like there's some being and luckily there's not a lot of those, but they still are where they're very like pretentious, and they're like, they think like female stories, female experiences aren't as valuable because like we are who we are, and that's not great.
And with the fact that you're able to recognize that and you're not delusional about that, it's important to recognize those things so we can be able to tackle those things and overcome that. So how does all handle that? Or do they recognize it? Do they acknowledge those realities? And do they have conversations about these and how they can create better environments so we're not in that repeating that?
Oh, we absolutely do, because what we always say is a club, like it is a CTVA club, but also it's mainly a club for community, because we don't just have CTVA majors in the club. Like it's people who are interested in entertainment at all. And often, I mean, it's like, of course, catered to our majors, but like people who aren't in CTVA don't have like access to sets. Or they can't get onto sets because of, again, like it's who you know. And so for that is for people who like want to create a space that is safe for like these kinds of discussions, because we do have a lot of those discussions a lot. because like, oh, how can, with this in mind, how can we make our own sets better? How can we make our spaces somewhere that's somewhere where like we can like make mistakes, like well, that's like school in general as well, but where we can make mistakes that are more specific to like running sets and like with a lot of people, because our sets, like our last year's annual production was like 40 people maybe. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, like pretty big sets and pretty like big. Figuring that out. And like also like with what we do, you often don't have an opportunity to do that in classes either, because it's like, oh, like when a few people get to like do like get to be like a director of photography, when a few get to like direct, but we always have different people like every year. Or even like writing, we have like we say that you need to have like a female main character, and then it's just like 10 to 15 pages, and it can be like any genre, anything. So like there's a space to experiment, and we will we'll produce it, and we selected this year's a couple days ago, and we're gonna announce it. So look out for that. Little promo there.
Hey, yeah, and we could talk about that some more. Yes, definitely,
absolutely.
Yes.
And so we give these spaces like for people to like read them. Like we have more opportunities for people who aren't strictly in CTVA as well. Okay. Because oftentimes sometimes with a production options, like what I'm in, it's a very selective process, and like if you have the drive to do it, then like why can't you do it? So that's what we also do too. Okay.
So that you basically gave us a lot of information on what you offer, which was leading me to my next question as far as like the skills and the mentorship and the networking that students will be looking for, because we do know that entertainment is about networking. It is about who you know, and being on the Los Angeles side, Hollywood side, it is about who you know. On the East Coast, it's more about who knows you than more so who you know. And I've lived on both sides of the coast, so it's like I tell people that you have to learn the game before you try to dismantle anything or change it up. You gotta know how. You gotta learn the rules first before you break them. And the rules don't apply in every environment. There's always something different, and so I know that creatives and artists are always looking for a home where they can be like, okay, this is my home, this is where I can go, this is where I can network, this is where I can get support. So I know that students are looking for that when you say entertainment. This is a club for entertainment. So are you going to get us any hookups for tickets? Are we going to meet any music executives? Are we going to meet some high value photographers? I'm sure they're looking for that. So do you offer those kind of opportunities for them to meet people in the industry that can possibly lead to internships or them getting jobs?
Yeah, we've had guest speakers before, because also Oz is a relatively young club. So like we're still, of course, like finding our footing a little bit, because I think the club, I wasn't in school then, but I'm pretty sure the club started in 2021. Okay. So it's a very young club. Yeah. And like the other two very CTVA centric clubs, the Cinema Club and Screenwriters Club, I'm pretty sure they're older than that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they have more of like a history there, so like they've able to like like what you're saying, like, who knows you? A lot more people know about those clubs. Yeah. And so how we're able to find like guest speakers is that it's also oftentimes who we like find in the entertainment industry, or because we've had a guest speaker. It was, the Great Film Club here. We had Sabrina, who created that. She actually was a guest speaker last semester. Oh wow! Okay, that's great. Yeah, and so. But she's also very much about like our mission of creating dedicated spaces. For her, it was creating dedicated spaces for like very indie, very low budget, like no budget filmmaking, but also creating spaces like for LGBTQ people, and then like women, of course, and then also like other like genres and like experimental pieces, and also like communities. We're like, we like totally like vibe there, and like, would you want to like speak to our club? And she's like, that's great. I'm like, okay, wonderful. Okay. So we've had opportunities like that, but also again like very young clubs, so like our alumni who like been in here are like making their way, but they're like not like super high powered executives yet. They will be,
but they're climbing up the ladder, and
they're very like young professionals, people our age.
That's good. Yes. They need to see
like
people,
master students as well.
Master students. The younger people who are younger creators do need to see people who went through the process or even went through CSUN and then became something outside of CSUN. So it gives them some inspiration, some motivation. So I think that's great that you guys are offering those type of opportunities and those type of experiences for younger people, because once they do get out into the real world, there really isn't that much community when it comes to entertainment. And there are communities, but it's people are still there for the same thing. You know, it's cliquey and it's opportunists, those kind of things. And so, since you're club president and you're in the entertainment, and we talked about this earlier, you're from Seattle.
I am. Oh yeah, I'm really repping
yes.
the PW.
Yes. So what attracted you to come into CSUN, to come to Los Angeles, and what were your goals with entertainment? Did you know that that's what you wanted to do before you left? So you basically had to go to come here, and now you're club president of entertainment. How does that feel overall? But let me back it up a little bit, because I just asked you like 3 questions. But what did attract you to CSUN in Los Angeles?
Well, it's Hollywood, baby. And also in Seattle, I have some networking, like, there. I've done some networking there because, again, like what I also brought up earlier, way back in high school. Like, people hate talking about their high school, but my high school has a pretty big, like, alumni, like, circuit there. And also a lot of people, like, would go there to my high school specifically for the film program.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. And like I said earlier too, yeah, exactly. And a lot of people like from that school go to like USC, NYU, you know, like the big film schools. And so it's kind of like a bit of a feeder school into other schools for filmmaking, like from Seattle, even though we're not from like a small town in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's Seattle proper, so it's like definitely not a small thing at all.
Right.
And like we're connected so much in the arts, especially in music. That's where a lot of my, because I did a lot of like concert photography, like concert videography, things like that.
Nice.
And so it's not narrative, right? And not scripted. And I love doing that. I still do that occasionally, and I want to do more of it. But I really wanted to do, you know, like filmmaking more. I really want, like, and again, it's Hollywood. You got to go there.
Yes.
And for CSUN specifically, because I also got into other schools, like also on the East Coast. I got into Pratt too. And
I heard that popping the collar.
Yeah. And honestly, because I was already paying for out of state like tuition, and I was like, oh, like might as well like a CSU. And also, I originally had a friend here who was in the film program, and I only knew her. But then she transferred into graphic design, and so she still goes here, and she recently graduated. But I stuck it out, and now I'm here. And also, now you're here. Yeah, and I'm very much like tied again, like I said earlier. I'm very like I'm attracted to leadership positions, and also again like I was a member of in all before I was any officer, and I really loved like what the club was about, and I loved like what they did, again like creating community and dedicated spaces, and also just like we do a lot of crafts and we do a lot of like wholesome things, and it's like just it really is hanging out with your friends, and like the members of our club are so sweet. You know, they're officers, like they're so badass. I love them. Yeah. Like past and present, I love them all. And so it's just a great group of people to work with and like associate with. And again, like for our futures, this is like our networking. This is like who we're gonna like work with like 5, 10, like 20 years down the line. And it's like great people. And we're like, oh, we were like in awe together. Like that's like so cool. Like imagine like saying that in like 5, 10 years. Right. Like that's great. Yes. That's so fun.
Well, that's awesome. That's great that you were attracted to LA, Los Angeles, Hollywood. You were able to manifest that, and now you're here at CSUN and you're an officer, and with all having this great program. So how important is cultural diversity within all? Do you have is there a big diverse group within your organization?
It is a pretty diverse group. We really do prioritize, again, just like differences and like what isn't given like the space for that, and we're not like super consciously saying, oh, we're gonna have like this, because we like naturally already do that. So it's like, oh, we already have that space there, and like what, again, like you're not gonna build a wheel, right? You're not gonna rebuild the wheel.
Because definitely with entertainment, the diversity is growing, and that's very important. That's a conversation that we're having at the awards shows. We've seen it at the Oscars, we've seen it at the SAG Awards, how important diversity is, and we all do talk about diversity, but at the same time, we want everyone to feel comfortable that this really is a space for diversity, and it's not just a slogan.
It's for everyone.
It's for everyone, and so that is important. And as far as with women in business, there is definitely a diversity with women where we do have to come together and work together. And as you mentioned, you have different speakers that come through to speak for you guys. So that's pretty awesome that you're doing that type of work. And so, what type of advice would you give to young women at CSUN who are interested in entering in the field of entertainment?
I would say, even if things seem that they're like, there's no, like, this is a very like stereotypical, like, even though there seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, like, keep going. I mean, like, from my own personal experience, like, as an example, is that I originally took like 2 gap years in between like college and high school, because I graduated in 2021. There's no way that I was gonna pay for like full price film school in quarantine. And I even thought like, oh, maybe I don't want to go to college. Like, maybe I like just like do not go to college. And I just like, oh, like, it's not like worth doing like whatever, but keep like your goals, and like, I'm not gonna say like keep your dreams alive, but like, yeah, keep your dreams alive.
Yeah.
Because like dreams is like better than describing it than like goals, because you can have like, goals to me are more like specific milestones. I'd say dreams are like, oh, like what you want to do, and that's like the journey too.
Got
like,
it.
Or like what you, like how you want to get there.
Yes.
The goals are like, oh, that's like the end point there.
Right, definitely.
And the goal's like, oh, I want to be here at this point, maybe.
Yes.
Like, oh, I want to be in like, because like a dream could be like, oh, you want to be like in entertainment at all. A goal's like, no, I'm gonna.
Right.
Dreams more like wishy-washy.
Okay, definitely.
Dreams more like, oh, I don't have to be like as specific. Because also, like, your goals are gonna change a lot too. So like, my advice there is like, oh, you'll see if you do want to keep doing something, or like, oh, what you want to do. If you like try something out and then you like this, that, or the other thing better, then like go for it. It's like, oh, whatever feels right to you, like go for it, and like keep like trying and put in like all the effort for it. Like, if it's like worth doing, then it's worth all like the time and effort it is. Even if you fail and you fall on your ass, then like it's still worth it, because like you put in all that time. And they always say like, oh, like, what is it, like, oh, luck is like from where hard work meets opportunity. I like totally believe in that.
Right.
So like, you gotta put in that work first. Like, don't just say nothing. Like, especially with entertainment, like, there's so many nepotism babies here. Like, you gotta like outwork them, you know.
Yes. Well, since we're talking about hard work, and we are in the era of AI, how is all utilizing AI for benefiting and expanding the organization? How are you utilizing that?
We're actually not using it at all.
Okay.
Like, we are very much like people doing things.
Okay. How do you feel about entertainers using AI? Or entertainment organizations, the film industry?
Not good. Because also,
elaborate a little bit
there's
more.
a difference of generative AI, but there's the one where it like steals like the artwork from others to
I know,
recreate
the image generator.
Or like things like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not like for things like that, and also like with writing too, and like how like also just like is very like annoying that like everything like, oh, AI is like everything's getting put in and you don't have a choice. So it's like, oh, with AI, with like it's creating an original image from like it taking in like other things, or like videos too, is that it's just not like genuine.
Okay.
And it's not like as like, art is so like, it needs a human soul.
Definitely.
And with the AI, it's not even human, so then it doesn't have a soul, and also it steals from other human souls.
Well, how about using AI as far as like organization or scheduling things, and not necessarily creating doing the craft, but just actually for organization and more the business side of it, of entertainment? Because being creative in entertainment is one thing, but there's the business side of entertainment, and the business side of entertainment can be worth a whole lot more than the creative side of entertainment. You can be talented and not work, right? So we do have to teach our artists and our creatives that they have to be business savvy, and business is going to move.
You have to sell yourself.
You could look at it that way if you want to. You don't have to sell yourself. I think if you are standing in your ground and you know who you are, you don't have to sell yourself. But if you don't know who you are and you're looking for validation and you're looking for people to coddle you and things like that, that's how people end up selling themselves. But if you have a good mind and you're, good mind and you are in tune with yourself and you know what you want and you have a strategy, that can be more beneficial than the hope of somebody discovering me, right? So as far as us being in the AI era, everybody's using AI for everything. And it's really about prompts. What prompts are you using? Yeah. And so people are using AI for music, sound engineering. And as you mentioned earlier,
to make things easier and quicker.
And quicker. So that's my question for people in the entertainment business. How are you utilizing AI? It doesn't necessarily have to be from a creative perspective, but there is a lot of paperwork in business. I mean, in entertainment.
Yes. Well, business and entertainment are one and the same.
They are one and the same.
They really are.
There's contracts.
Entertainment industry.
Yes. The legalities of things.
Oh my God.
Those are very important to know. So do you set up your members with that type of information when it comes to how to read a contract, what to look for in the contract, or trademarking or copyright? Do you encourage those things to your members? Are you adding that to your program?
We've been figuring out what we're going to add for like our membership meetings, because a lot of what we do is some like info sessions similar to that, and also what we again like crafts and things like that, because also a lot of what we do, because we're not like a huge club, so like we're gonna tailor it to, of course, like have like a baseline of like how it fits within our club as a whole, but also a lot of what we do is asking members what they want to see. And a lot of it has leaned towards having more, of course, like information and things like that, and we also like have resources on our Instagram from like a couple years ago where you can like find XYZ, or like places where you can find internships or like fundraising or certain things like that. And I think because we are students like at school, like of course like not saying you can't learn outside of classes, but like often like what we've seen like for their club experience is definitely like very much community and like hanging out a little bit, and like we definitely like could see if we want to like do certain things like that, like in the info sessions that we've had,
definitely,
and with like guest speakers, because like actually with the Great Film Club, Sabrina like did talk about like the business of it a lot, because like she created like a very big like a film festival and like a whole like circuit over there, and like productions, and they have internships there.
Definitely.
And so like we got like a taste of that, but like a lot of it, what we like they want to hear is like like what you were talking about earlier, it's like how to get into the industry, and like like again who you know, and like how can you like your first steps. So we could bring that in there.
I think it's definitely important to, a lot of people don't want to read the paperwork, and that's where they get messed up. And the first question is, how can you get me in? How can you get me a shot? Can you put me in front of the camera? Can you introduce me to so-and-so? Once that person does that, you're going to have to write a contract. You're going to have to sign.
You have to read a contract.
You're going to have to read the contract and sign the contract.
And like NDAs.
NDAs, and if you have an agent or don't have an agent, manager, those are things that are very important, even for people behind the scenes. So, I definitely think, especially since we're in this era of AI, everybody's using AI, they can use AI to understand contracts. They could be like, explain what this means. It's not, there's the fine print is small.
The fine print is very fine, and like legal jargon. I've taken like, literally last semester I took a linguistics and law class, and even sometimes my professor would say, there's just like a thing that like they just for some reason keep in like papers like the written for law today. Like for some reason like, it means this actually. But for some reason they just keep it. I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, like makes no sense, or like little to no sense, but a lot of it was like having to look up what a word meant to like understand a whole paragraph. Like, that like changes the whole meaning of that sentence. Because like some things, of course, like, you understand like plaintiff. But even like some people don't know like plaintiff, or like, like this like party company, like there's different names for different things.
Definitely. It's a lot. It takes some time. It doesn't happen overnight. But I think it's awesome, the work you are doing, and as you said, you guys you emerged in 2021, I believe you said.
From what I understand,
2021.
like going back, like the Instagram and like seeing like
Okay,
how,
yeah,
like
2021.
early 2020s, like still
Okay.
in quarantine.
So still
likely.
during COVID, and things have changed, and you've been building and growing during the time that's been hard on everyone. So I give you the kudos to y'all for continuing to still be here and expanding, because that's how you're going to grow. And a lot of times when the pressure is on us super tight, that's when we really see what we're made of, and you're showing that.
Yes, thank you.
So thank you so much for joining me. I really definitely enjoyed speaking to you about awe.
Yes,
and
I love answering your questions. I loved it. Having a little chat, a little conversation.
Awesome.
This is wonderful.
Thank
you. So much.
Yes.
Amazing questions.
Thank you. All right, everyone. As we celebrate Women's History Month, it's inspiring to see how women in entertainment are creating opportunities, building communities, and redefining leadership right here at CSUN. A big thank you to our guests from the Alliance for Women in Entertainment, aka AWE, for their insight, leadership, and the impactful work they're doing to empower others. If you're interested in getting involved, be sure to follow the organization and learn how you can become a part of this growing community. I'm Yaminah Legohn with the Sundial, and that's what's on the horizon. Bye.